Dunsu, a village nestled between the arms of a great forest and the shores of a river that sparkled like liquid diamonds under a golden sunset. Where the drum was the heartbeat of life, tradition was law, and love was a perilous game. Every beat told a story, carried a message, and forged the link between the living and the ancestors. Here the gods listened, the ancestors watched, and every sound carried a consequence. This is the tale of Kwame, the village's most gifted drummer whose hands defied the heavens, and Akosua, the shrine maiden bound by sacred oaths, who risked it all for love. Together, they dared to challenge the spirits, unleashing forces that would shake the very fabric of their world. Welcome to the Drummer's Bride, love forbidden by the ancestors. As the story unfolds, kindly touch the like, share, and subscribe buttons to encourage us for more engaging stories. Kwame was a tall, wiry man with skin the color of rich mahogany and eyes that gleamed with mischief. His fingers danced on the drum with such speed and precision that it seemed as though he held conversations with the spirits. His rhythms brought rain during droughts, laughter during festivals, and peace to quarrels. Yet Kwame was also known for his rebellious nature. He saw tradition as a shackle and the elders as the ones tightening its chains. One evening, during the annual Yam Festival, Kwame played a lively rhythm that mimicked the stern tones of the elders. The villagers erupted in laughter as they recognized the playful mockery. "Kwame!" Elder Mensa bellowed, his voice quivering with both anger and embarrassment. "You mock the ancestors with your insolence." Kwame flashed a boyish grin. "Mocking? No, Elder. I'm only reminding the ancestors to smile." That night, as the festivities wound down, the village seer, a frail woman with clouded eyes, approached Kwame. Her voice was a whisper carried by the wind. "Beware, Kwame! The drum that defies will awaken what should never be stirred." Akosua was the pride of Dunsu, a woman whose beauty was matched only by her sharp wit and kind heart. Her deep brown eyes seemed to hold secrets, and her laughter could brighten even the darkest days. But her life was not her own. She had been chosen as the shrine maiden, a role that demanded chastity and total devotion to the gods. For Akosua, it felt like a life sentence. Her initiation ceremony was a grand affair. Dressed in flowing white robes, she knelt before the elders, her hands trembling as she held the sacred beads. But as the chants rose, she fumbled, dropping the beads onto the sacred ground. Gasps echoed through the crowd. "Akosua!" Elder Amma scolded. "The ancestors are watching. You must not falter." That night, unable to bear the weight of her new role, Akosua fled to the river. There, under the silver light of the moon, she encountered Kwame for the first time. He sat on a rock, drumming softly, the sound blending with the whispers of the river. "You're the shrine maiden?" Kwame asked, his voice laced with amusement. "You don't look very holy." "And you," Akosua retorted, "don't look very respectful." They talked until the first light of dawn, and though they barely knew each other, their connection was undeniable. Kwame and Akosua's secret meetings became the highlight of their lives. They shared stories, dreams, and laughter by the river, hidden from the prying eyes of the village. One night, Kwame handed Akosua a bracelet he had carved from the wood of a sacred tree. "It's not gold," he said, "but it's made from a tree that listens. As long as you wear it, we'll always be connected." Akosua's fingers brushed against his. "What if the ancestors hear it?" "Then let them dance to our rhythm," Kwame replied with a grin. But whispers of their bond began to spread. The villagers spoke in hushed tones about the shrine maiden who laughed too freely and the drummer whose rhythms seemed too bold. Strange events began to plague the village. Drums cracked without reason, livestock vanished, and whispers echoed in the night. The elders, sensing the ancestors' displeasure, gathered the villagers for a ritual cleansing. Meanwhile, Kwame and Akosua's bond deepened. One night, as they sat by the river, a shadowy figure emerged from the forest. Its form twisted between human and monstrous, and its voice was like the crackling of fire. The ancestors have seen your defiance, it hissed. Do you think love can shield you from their wrath? Kwame stood his ground, his drum in hand. I don't need a shield, I have my drum. Akosua, in her white robe and bracelet, stands behind him, her expression a mix of fear and determination. The figure vanished, leaving behind an eerie silence. Determined to challenge the gods, Kwame composed a new rhythm. He called it the Beat of Freedom. It was bold, defiant, and unlike anything the village had ever heard. During the annual harvest festival, Kwame played his forbidden rhythm. Kwame's drum spoke words the gods dared not hear. With each beat, he challenged their authority, inviting their fury. The villagers froze as the sky darkened and thunder rumbled. Kwame, Elder Mensa shouted, "Stop this madness! You will doom us all!" But Kwame's hands moved faster, his rhythm growing louder and more intense. The ground trembled, and a sudden storm erupted. The villagers fled, but Kwame stood firm, his eyes locked on the heavens. "If the gods disapprove," he shouted, "let them come down and drum better than me." The ancestors unleashed their fury. Spirits with glowing eyes and twisted forms emerged from the shadows, their forms grotesque and terrifying. They surrounded Kwame and Akosua, their voices a cacophony of anger. One spirit, larger and more menacing than the rest, reached for Akosua. "You will return to the shrine," it growled. "Your defiance ends now." Kwame's drumming grew frantic. A spirit grabs Akosua, pulling her towards the sacred ground. Kwame fights back, his drumming growing louder and faster. "Kwame," Akosua shouted, "they'll kill you." "Then I'll die drumming for you," Kwame replied. The battle between Kwame's rhythm and the spirit's power escalated, his hands bleeding as he fought to protect Akosua. Akosua, in a moment of desperation, began to sing. It was an ancient hymn, one her grandmother had taught her. The melody merged with Kwame's rhythm, creating a harmony so powerful it forced the spirits to retreat. The spirits recoil as the combined power of their love and music creates a bright aura around them. The radiant ancestors appear in the sky, their forms shimmering between human and celestial, exuding cosmic energy. Kwame and Akosua kneel before them, their heads bowed but their hands clasped tightly. The ancestors' expressions are stern but gradually soften as they acknowledge the power of love. The sky begins to clear, with stars emerging brighter than ever. "You have shown," one said, "that love is a force even we cannot deny. Go, and let your rhythm reshape the future." The shrine maiden's restrictions were lifted, and Kwame's forbidden rhythm became a symbol of hope and freedom. The village celebrates as Kwame and Akosua are united. The forbidden rhythm becomes a new tradition, celebrated as the beat of love. In the transformed village of Dunsu, Kwame and Akosua are celebrated as heroes. They stand together in the center of the village, surrounded by dancing villagers dressed in vibrant, colorful attire. Kwame's drum rests at his side, while Akosua wears a radiant smile, her intricate braids adorned with golden beads and her bracelet shining in the sunlight. The drumbeat and their love have become symbols of hope and freedom. If this tale struck a chord with your heart, share it with someone who believes in love's power. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more unforgettable stories that beat to the rhythm of your soul. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.